The moments that matter. Touchpoints as part of the delegate experience in business events. In the rush to deliver flawless logistics, many business events forget something fundamental. Delegates are not just processing information, they are experiencing emotion. The success of a business event is rarely determined on the day itself. By the time delegates walk through the door, the experience has already been shaped by dozens of interactions. Over 500 events and 25 years working across branding, marketing, and premium event stationery, I have watched carefully designed programs unravel because organizers fixated on content and overlooked the experience. Conversely, I have seen average agendas elevated into memorable experiences through intelligent touchpoint design. A touchpoint is any interaction a delegate has with your event, whether digital, physical, or human. The collective impact of these moments determines not only how the event is perceived, but whether it drives the behavior you need: engagement, recommendations, and return attendance. Some organizers treat touchpoints reactively, addressing them as isolated tasks rather than as part of a complete experience. The delegate experience perspective. From logistics to experience, the shift from viewing MICE events as logistical programs to curated experiences changes every decision. When an event is seen as an experience, the focus shifts to how each moment makes a delegate feel. In the GCC, where competition for premium events is fierce, this matters commercially. What differentiates one event from another is not the ballroom, but the care in the experience. In creating bespoke stationery for corporate conferences, incentive programs, and leadership summits across Dubai and the UAE, I work closely with event organizers on everything from registration materials to welcome packages to delegate gifts. When these elements are personalized by delegate role, reflect cultural nuance, and feel premium rather than generic, the impact is measurable. Event organizers report higher satisfaction scores, and delegates specifically mention the attention to detail in feedback. Key touchpoint moments in business events. Some touchpoints are obvious, others are invisible until something goes wrong. Here are the moments that consistently shape delegate perception in the GCC: pre-event communication. I am sure we have all registered for an event and received the automated "Your registration is confirmed" email with no context, no personality, and no sense that anyone actually noticed we signed up. The tone you set before anyone arrives influences everything. A message that acknowledges the delegate by name and previews what to expect signals that care began the moment they registered. When event organizers segment pre-event communication by delegate type and tailor content accordingly, the impact is significant. Personalization creates an inclusive atmosphere and signals that the event has been designed with individual needs in mind. It transforms a transactional email into something delegates want to attend. Registration and badges. The first physical touchpoint on-site sets the tone. Working with an event organizer on a high-profile conference, we introduced tiered registration. VIP delegates had a dedicated desk with hosts who knew their names. Standard delegates had fast-track self-service kiosks. The difference was immediate: shorter queues, calmer atmosphere, and delegates who felt welcomed rather than processed. Badges are another overlooked touchpoint. Clear typography, role identification, and color coding, by sector, seniority, or interest area, can help delegates identify relevant connections at a glance. Material choices matter too. At sustainability-focused events, badges and lanyards made from bamboo, recycled materials, or biodegradable alternatives reinforce brand values. Welcome materials. What a delegate receives on arrival communicates priorities. There is still a place for printed programs when appropriate, but a 200-page document that will never be opened signals waste. A well-designed card on premium stock with a QR code linking to the full agenda, speaker bios, and live updates signals efficiency and environmental awareness. However, QR codes are only effective when paired with strong, accessible Wi-Fi. I have attended conferences where QR codes were everywhere, but the app took long to load or the network was overloaded. Make sure Wi-Fi codes are clearly displayed, the connection is robust, and digital solutions actually work. Session and breakout environments room setup directly impacts engagement. I have seen panel discussions in theatre-style rooms with no tables, leaving delegates with nowhere to place their devices. When the same format was moved to cabaret setup with tables and charging points, participation in live polls over-doubled. In breakout sessions, the layout matters even more. Collaborative formats need space for conversation, materials within reach, and technology that actually works. Takeaway objects and memory triggers. The best events leave delegates with something tangible that carries meaning. Working as a consultant to the event organizer for a Marriott VIP media event in Dubai, I developed a gifting concept that engaged all 5 senses. Given the international guest list, I centered the concept on global connection and travel, with gifts housed in suitcase-style packaging made from sustainable materials that aligned with the hotel's environmental ethos. Guests kept the packaging, and yes, it was very Instagrammable. In an age where social sharing extends an event's life far beyond the day itself, creating moments worth photographing is smart business. What you give should solve a problem, create delight, or remind them of a valued moment. Digital versus physical balance. When tactile matters, event organizers in the GCC often ask how to balance efficiency and technology with memorable, tangible experiences. The answer is using both thoughtfully. Digital tools, event apps, live polling, QR codes allow delegates to navigate complex agendas without asking for help. But digital alone can feel transactional. Physical touchpoints create connection and feeling that screens cannot replicate. In Dubai's event market, where innovation and premium service are both expected, brands that stand out use technology to enhance human connection rather than replace it. QR codes on high-quality materials allow delegates to access digital content while holding something tangible. The key is intentionality. Every physical element should justify its existence. Every digital tool should solve a problem without removing the human element. Practical considerations for organizers. Designing delegate touchpoints strategically requires discipline, not unlimited budget. Start by mapping the experience: invitation, registration, arrival, check-in, sessions, breaks, networking, departure, and follow-up. For each touchpoint, ask, what is the delegate trying to achieve? What friction might they encounter? How can we exceed expectations? Not all touchpoints carry equal weight. The first 5 minutes on-site and the first post-registration communication are disproportionately influential. Invest where impact is highest. Cultural context matters in the GCC. Personalized service and high-touch gestures at registration build trust. Understanding your delegate profile shapes how touchpoints should be calibrated. Finally, measure what matters. Ask delegates whether the event felt designed for them, whether they would recommend it, and what specific moments stood out. Conclusion: business events in the GCC operate in a market where excellence is expected. What elevates an event from competent to memorable is not scale, but care. Touchpoints are where that care becomes visible. When designed with intention, they transform events from logistical exercises into experiences delegates remember and recommend. The return shows in repeat bookings, referrals, and lasting reputation. The question is not whether touchpoints matter. The question is whether you are designing them with the same rigor you apply to content and logistics.